Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, and I'm in my studio. I'm not out on a walk, obviously, or on an investigation or anything really. I mentioned last week on a post, both in Facebook and on YouTube, where I put my stuff. The YouTube one was one of the new posts that you can do, so it's not actually a video, but it's a post. Don't always know whether that shows up in everybody's feed. But on my phone it was showing up, but I don't know if it shows up on a computer. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I thought this Sunday I would put this message up on video so that everybody gets to know it. I'm for the winter at the moment, because we've had quite unpredictable weather with a lot of rain most recently, and also cold, and because I need to now go further afield in order to get the videos in, because the last couple of years I've gone to many places of interest that are local to me and easier to get to, and because the winter has shorter days, and by that I mean it's darker later in the morning and earlier in the evening, which gives me a shorter amount of time to go to places, I've decided that I'm going to pull back my videos every Sunday, or every week rather, by not doing 7 videos a week and just 6. That just takes the pressure off me a little bit. I still have to try and make the videos, and I want to keep you entertained and keep you amused and take you on walks and do interviews and all the usual eclectic stuff that I do. Even if that means involving friends when they're decorating my house, as we have done recently. Try to make a video every day, but if I just manage to pull that back down to 6 instead of 7 a week just during the winter period, that just gives me a bit of a breather. But I noticed that last week, when I hadn't done one, people were saying, "Oh, there was no video today. Is he all right? Has something happened?" And so I just wanted to assure those people that watch every single thing, I am okay. I've got a bit of a cold, but that's not going to prevent me from making a video each and every day, apart from on the Sundays. Now, that doesn't actually mean that I won't be doing stuff on the Sunday working for the Bald Explorer channel. In fact, last Sunday I was actually out filming on the Sunday. It's just that I didn't have a video on that day. So that's the situation there. Whilst I'm making this particular video and I'm talking to you, I thought it's an opportunity to bring you up to speed with some of my thoughts for next year. We've had a fantastic year this year, better than I expected with the trips that we've gone on. We've been to all sorts of places, and I did a video a while ago sort of mentioning some of these places, and of course I missed out a whole bunch. But long-term viewers will remember some of the places that we've gone to, from up north down to quite down in the south. And I want to carry on with that next year. I think that's been really good, and I want to do more exploring of places that I don't know. So almost dropping like a parachutist into an area and thinking, "Oh, I know nothing about this," and going out and trying to work out what I'm seeing, doing all the explanations as best I can, but not necessarily having all the information to hand. It is nice if I have got time to do a bit of research, and it'll be just more of the same, but I want to try and get more trips away. I am looking at the potential of buying a camper van, or a van that I camp in, so that I can go for shorter periods and do more places, but less videos there, and move on a bit. But I'm not going to be doing sort of long camper van trips. I don't think so. Also hoping that we can do another canal trip. That was very successful that we did this year, so I'm hoping that the lovely Julia and little Joseph will accompany me on another canal trip, but probably a different canal. It's going to be a bit more tricky because Joseph will be older and probably walking about, so that may be something for us to think about. But having had such great feedback from the previous one, we absolutely loved it. We would like to do another one. So I've got to get my thinking cap in January, start planning another canal trip. And of course, this is where your feedback comes in. I know people have often suggested places And I do write them down, and sometimes I can do them and sometimes I can't do them. Sometimes I just think, well, I'll put that on the back burner for when I'm in that area. Sometimes I completely forget, so that happens quite a bit. But it would be fantastic if you've got some ideas and places that you think would be worth going to, then do let me know. But what would be even better is if you're in a place and you know a little bit about it. You don't have to know a lot, you don't have to be an expert, but if you would take me around on camera, as many people as you've seen me do, and I want to continue that and try and get some fresh faces as well as the old faithfuls on some of the walks. For sure, but some fresh faces would be great. So if you've got somewhere that you'd like to take me around, that would be good. One of the other things that I've been thinking about for some time now is to concentrate every now and again on a special video. So I might take a week off to make this special. I'd still produce a video every day, but it would be a sort of behind the scenes of how I'm progressing. And then I would shoot something that was perhaps 20 minutes, and that would come out at the end of the week on a subject. And it might be something that I would research and write a script for and go out and do, so that they're not all completely, as they might seem sometimes, off the cuff. So that's something else I'm thinking about doing. But I would like to spend more time on the photography. Every now and again I'll go somewhere, and the opportunity to get some lovely shots, like recently at Horsell Common, when I was with David Chown, and the light was coming through the trees and it just looked very beautiful. I would like to have the opportunity to spend time getting some of the photography better when I'm out and about. So that's part of my plan. I'm certainly not going to hold back on making content. Everything's been going so very well. Now, some of you may not know that I also do a live show, which is a kind of a chatting show. It's also a bit comedy, and I sometimes go off the handle a bit and go off on one, as they say. Semi-rants on various themes, not really political as such, but a bit funny, and it's called the Vogue Show, and I do that on a Wednesday night. And in the winter I'm hoping to do more on get your words out, Vobes, on a Monday and the Wednesday, and then on a Friday as well. And that's on a different YouTube channel called The Vogue Show. It's live. It streams at 8 o'clock UK time, Greenwich Mean Time at the moment. So that's something else you might be interested in, but it's not strictly heritage, landscape and nature, and it is more about participation. And I try to get people to send in stuff, do their own little vlogs, which we play back. We'd play games like What's in the Box, where the audience has to guess. It's a sort of light-hearted show. That may not be your thing, and that's why we kept it very different and separated from the Bald Explorer. So that's something that is ongoing, and in the winter I certainly hope to keep that going for 3 nights of the week. But then when we get into the spring, I'm going to be busy. When the weather is a bit warmer, the days are longer, I want to be out exploring a lot more. So there's certainly lots of things to think about and to explore, and hopefully for the audience to enjoy. If you become a patron, and many of you are, I appreciate that, and you support what I do. And when I say a patron, there is a thing called Patreon that I think is an American website where people can support artists and songwriters and filmmakers and YouTubers as well. And I do use that, but my main thing is that I prefer to cut out the middleman, because Patreon actually takes, it involves 2 lots of payments coming out from what the patrons support me. There's the Patreon's fee, and then there's the PayPal fee. So actually I get even less on that. I would rather people, if they want to support me, just use PayPal, because they have more control. They can stop it whenever they like. They can decide on how much they want. And in exchange, if you do support me, you get something every day called The Naked Englishman. And it's not what it sounds. It's not a rude thing or anything like that. It's a podcast, which is me as an Englishman stripped down, not physically stripped, but all the bells and whistles, music, sound effects and all of that. It's a behind the scenes of my audio diary, really. And a lot of people get that, and they get that. You don't have to have it if you become a patron, but you automatically get put onto the mailing list, and if you don't want it, you just let me know. So there we are. You can go to baldexplorer.com and help support, because obviously I'm doing this full time. I don't now really have any other income other than the Patreons who support what I do. So a couple of quid a month really, really helps. It helps put petrol in the car. It helps to pay for Airbnbs and go to nice and interesting places and make the videos every day. I've got some super patrons who really support me. There's one or two particularly generous people out there who've really made what I've done this year possible, and I know they're helping me next year as well. So to them, thank you so much. But anyway, thank you for watching. I don't want to go droning on and on and on, but just to clarify, there is no video today. Well, there is, because obviously I'm here doing it. But on the Sundays, there won't be, just for the foreseeable future. As soon as we get past probably into February, we'll probably start going back to 7 days. Anyway, take care. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.